The United States has been a world leader in aviation, and I thought this was a record that we should have.
Two Dallas men left Love Field, intent on setting a world record in a helicopter.
The record, circling the world in 30 days.
In August of 1982, a man who's now a good friend of mine, Dick Smith, who's Australian, took off to be the first man to fly a helicopter around the world. Had a big announcement in the newspaper, going to fly around the world. And it was very simple. I read it, and in my mind, this is what Americans did. You know, we're the ones that go out and set these big records. And so when I got back to work, there was a message from my dad, call me. So I called my dad, and he goes, "Did you see the paper?" I said, "I did." And he goes, "What do you think?" I said, "Dad, we got to go beat him."
That's how it all began. With only 13 days to prepare, Ross Perot Jr. and Jay Coburn left Dallas, Texas on September 1st. They flew a single-engine Bell Ranger to overtake an Australian who had already completed 24 days of flying in his own quest for the world record.
This is 1982, so the Cold War is still hot. And so this is what made the trip difficult, and this is why the trip had never been done before. Politics, because you couldn't get landing rights.
Because the Russians refused a refueling stop, Ross Perot Jr. will try to land his round-the-world helicopter on the heaving deck of a freighter.
We had to land on a container ship off the Russian coast. And we asked the Russians to let us in. They wouldn't let us fly through Russia. That was the difficult part, and that's the part that almost kept us from getting around the world.
Welcome home. How you doing? Well, great. You guys traveled. Hey, Doug, good to see you.
30 days after the trip began, Ross and Jay had circled the globe, flying over 26 countries and 22 seas and oceans in their tiny craft.
Several hundred people gathered to watch the historic event.
I thought it was very exciting. It brought chills to me when they landed. It really made me glad I'm American.
I spent 30 days while worrying about them. I'm glad they're home safely. I'm very proud.
A few weeks later, they received the FAA Gold Medal from President Reagan.
It was an amazing 60-day period, flying around the world and seeing the world at 500 feet. It is a truly unique experience.
Thanks to the efforts of Ross and Jay, another aviation first belongs to the United States.